Seo Jun says that even though they tried to fool him by luring him in to meeting them at night time, he isn't blind, and he recognized Kang Hae-hyo the moment he saw her as Sang-a's enemy. After all, he is quite good with the girls. Kang Ri understands that she has been figured out, and with no other choice left, Kang Ri admits to being Kang Hae-hyo, and says that if he wants to fight her, then they can fight right then and there. However, Seo Jun says that he doesn't want to fight girls, but he finds it commendable that she was able to fight on his level despite being a girl. Seo Jun then says that despite all of that, Kang Ri's life isn't going to be easy, because she and her friends now need to serve as Seojun's lackeys. The thought of that annoys Kang Ri, and she wonders how she should get out of this. Right then, Kang Hyo starts talking and tells Seo Jun if he ever thought of this situation from the point of view of the one getting bullied. They probably want to finish off the bully in one go, because the bullies have well and truly ruined their lives. After hearing this, everyone is left speechless, as what Kang Hyo said hits home. Kang Hyo then says that they should think about it properly. After saying this, Kang Hyo starts to leave the rooftop, but he is called out by Seo Jun, who wants him to listen to his reply on this topic. Back at the school, we see that principal of the school is talking to the students of the 3 classes about how Kang Ri, Young Suri, and Seo Jun have all been causing issues to the school from the beginning, and tells them that it is quite the problem. The students then apologize to the principal, and the principal tells them to take care of the situation in hand, to which the students replies by saying that they'll take care of it. The principal then dismisses them. Teacher Lee then comes into the room and asks the principal about what he wants to do about this situation. The principal says that they should focus on using the negative energy the students have and convert it into energy for self-betterment. The teacher says that these students don't really have a goal in their life, so they create problems and have unreal goals of making it to top college. So, they should teach them to have goals and work for them, and teach them that going to a top college isn't everything. However, Teacher Lee says that there are some good students among the delinquents with great grades too, such as Seo Jun at their school. Back at the rooftop, we see that Seo Jun is telling Kang Hyo how he is not one of those stupid weaklings who care about others, and goes on to attack Kang Hyo with a massive haymaker, which he manages to dodge. Kang Hyo then shimmies away and tells Seo Jun that he never called him a weakling, before loading up a punch of his own and throwing it at Seo Jun. However, Seo Jun manages to catch the punch from Kang Hyo, which leaves Kang Hyo shocked. Seo Jun then tells Kang Hyo that he isn't a weakling either. Back in principal's office, the principal tells Teacher Lee that Seo Jun is quite different. While he does have great grades and everything else, he doesn't have a goal, so he is clueless. And because he is so talented, he gets complacent, which is not good. Teacher Lee asks the principal if experience will fix that for everyone. The principal says that that's what they will try to do, before correcting himself and saying that they will have to make it happen, because he wants his students to be prepared for the new students that are going to come from Outer Seoul in a month. We then see the picture of someone who is going to transfer into the school, and that someone is none other than Kang Hae-hyo and Pai-han's friend from the past, Choi Soo-kwon. Back to the fight, we see that Seo Jun has Kang Hyo's punch caught up, and Kang Hyo tells Seo Jun that he doesn't want to fight him as he has a lot of stuff going on for him and he needs to focus on that, so he doesn't want to fight with him. Seo Jun says that Kang Hyo isn't as weak as he thought. However, he thinks that whatever Kang Hyo said about thinking about the weak ones is all crap, because in a world where only the strongest and fittest survive, it is only fair that the losers are treated the way they are. Saying this, Seo Jun tries to throw a punch at Kang Hyo. However, Kang Hyo twists his way out of Seojun's grasp and manages to duck under the punch that was thrown at him. This shocks Seo Jun, as he can't believe Kang Hyo managed to dodge again. Kang Hyo finds a perfect opening to land a hook to the midsection of Seo Jun. However, as he is about to commit to the punch, he remembers what Pai-han told him about Kang Hyo being just as bad as the oppressors he hates, and that moment of hesitation is that's needed for Seo Jun to deliver a counter right to the chin of Kang Hyo, which knocks him down. Seo Jun then says that he thought that he had almost met his match today, and was going down. However, it turns out that no one is nearly as good as him, and everyone is a loser compared to him. Later that night, we see that Kang Hyo is lying down on his bed, with blood still dripping from his mouth thanks to the hit from Seo Jun earlier. While he lies down on his bed, Kang Hyo thinks about what just happened, and understands that the words of Pai-han did leave a huge mark on him, as he can't even fight normally anymore thanks to that. Kang Hyo then decides to divert his mind from such thoughts by thinking about Kang Hae-ri, and the sexy pose she did to convince him to fight for her, and it immediately gets him acting up and feeling all shy. She also thinks about when she said that he was her boyfriend and wonders if she really meant it and if Kong-ri really likes him or not. The next day at school, we see Seojun's girlfriend, Lim Sang-ah, giving away various gifts such as Louis Vuitton bags and Chanel earrings to her supposed friends, and they get very happy upon receiving them. Sang-ah says that's nothing much, as she is just recycling the stuff she doesn't need anymore, and tells them that there's going to be more stuff delivered to her by her family, and they can take stuff from there too. This annoys Kong-ri, as she tells them to not do it here. She tells them that this isn't even their classroom, so why are they here playing some games among themselves and bothering others? This annoys Sang-ah and her lackeys, and everyone in the classroom wonders if this is the start of the war between Sang-ah and Kong-ri and wonders if it will be okay, because Seojun can get involved too. However, Sang-ah doesn't start anything right there, and says that it's true, they shouldn't be doing this in another classroom, and leaves. Before she leaves though, she taunts Kong-ri about her boyfriend getting beaten up by hers, referring to Seojun defeating Kong-hyo. Kong-ri understands that Seojun hasn't really told anyone about her former identity yet. Meanwhile, Kong-hyo looks at Kong-ri and notices that she really is very pretty and very hot too, and wonders how he hadn't noticed it before. Kong-ri sees Kong-hyo making weird faces after seeing her, and gets creeped out by his rather weird behavior. Later on, we see that Kong-ri is telling all of the things that went down to Gyu-sang and Choi-woo, and they tell her that it's better for her to not mess with that stupid Sang-ah and her boyfriend Seojun. Kong-ri tells them that if push comes to shove, then she might as well fight that Seojun again, and this fires up Gyu-sang and Choi-woo, as they want to see the old Kong-ri back in action, and tells her that they'll support her. Kong-ri tells them that if they support her, then Seojun's lackeys will get involved as well, as they won't let him do a 3-on-1. Instead, it's better for her to fight Seojun 1-on-1, but she's unsure if she would be able to defeat Seojun. Kong-ri then enters the ladies' washroom, and upon going there, a bucket full of water is splashed all over the face and body of Kong-ri by Kim Sang-ah and her lackeys. Kong-ri is all disappointed by this and asks Lim Sang-ah to grow up for once and act her age. Sang-ah says that she didn't want to do it, but her BF told her to do it. He told her to undress Kong-ri and check if she's really a girl. They then forcefully take off Kong-ri's shirt, leaving her in her underwear. Sang-ah takes a photo of her and tells her that she must have been a huge tomboy for Seojun to not believe her being a girl. The lackeys also make fun of Kong-ri, telling her to act her age and start wearing proper underwear instead of such childish cartoon ones. Sang-ah says that the only thing Kong-ri has going on for her is her breast size. Just when they are about to leave, Kong-ri calls them out and she turns on her delinquent mode. She cracks her knuckles and tells them that she is tired of being nice and that she will not behave like a girl now. We then see Kong-ri tie her shirt and get ready to fight. She thanks Sang-ah for knocking some sense back into her and challenges all 3 of the girls to fight her at once. Sang-ah laughs hearing this challenge and says that she heard about Kong-ri being good, but is she good enough to take on all 3 of them at once despite also knowing the fact that Seojun is Sang-ah's boyfriend? Kong-ri says that she will beat up Seojun too, to which Sang-ah laughs and tells her 2 minions to attack Kong-ri. The 2 girls dash in to attack Kong-ri and talk trash about being undefeated, to which Kong-ri says that she will end their winning streak. We then see Kong-ri adjusting herself to land a jumping scissors kick to both girls at once, which takes them both out for good. This shocks Sang-ah, as she didn't expect Kong-ri to be so strong, and realizing this, she tries to run away, but Kong-ri hits her with a roundhouse kick to the face to knock her down. Kong-ri tells her that she doesn't need to go call Seojun, because Kong-ri will do that job for her, before hitting her with a massive punch to the face to knock her out. Outside of the washroom, we see Gyu-sang and Choi-woo listening to these sounds and wonder what's going on. Inside, and they soon realize that it's a fight. They try to use that as an excuse to get inside the ladies' washroom, but Kong-ri comes out and tells them to stay away from the ladies' room. They then ask Kong-ri about what's up with her clothes, and Kong-ri says that she had a fight with Sang-ah and her lackeys, saying it wasn't much of a fight as she knocked them all out. This creates panic between the guys, as they question her why she had done so despite knowing that Seojun is her boyfriend. Kong-ri tells them that she no longer intends to hide anything, and that she wants to live with pride as the leader of the 3 stars. This surprises the guys as they are happy hearing this, and they decide to gear up to fight Seojun. Later, we see that a girl has called Seojun to the toilet, where Seojun sees that his girlfriend Lim Sang-ah lays there unconscious. The girl says she doesn't know who did it, and a livid Seo-jun can't believe someone did something like this and wants to know just who had the guts to mess with his girlfriend. Right then, he finds Sang-os's phone lying around, which he picks up and sees that there are pictures of Kang Hae-ri in her underwear on that phone. Seeing this, Seo-jun laughs out in anger, as he realizes that it was Kang Ri who did it, and he vows to make her pay for it. He then orders his lackeys to go around and find Kang Ri and drag her to the rooftop. However, to his surprise, Kang Ri was already there and she hits him with a flying back kick. Seo-jun blocks it with his hands, but manages to feel the force of the kick on him. Kang Ri says that she came back to delete her pics from this phone, but she's glad that she found Seo-jun because she wants to beat him up. Seo-jun tells her that he won't be going easy on her just because she's a girl, and Kang Ri also replies by saying pretty much the same thing, with her saying that she won't be going easy on Seo-jun because he is a guy. Later, we see that this news was spread around everywhere in the school, and even in Kang Hyo's class, where a guy came in to report that the representatives for Class 1 and Class 2 are going at it on the rooftop. This excites everyone and they leave to see it live. Meanwhile, Kang Hyo thinks that people are too power-hungry, which is why they're fighting despite being the top of their respective class. It is after a while that Kang Hyo realizes that the two people in question are Seo-jun and Kang Ri. We then see Kang Hyo running through the school's hallway as he is desperate to stop the fight between Seo-jun and Kang Hae-ri. Kang Hyo says that even if Kang Hae-ri is the leader of the Three Stars faction, she is still a girl going through puberty, so she stands no real chance against a monster like Seo-jun who even beat him up. And that's why Kang Hae-hyo is making a run for the rooftop, so he can save Kang Ri and stop the fight as well. Just as he is running, Kang Hyo runs into someone, and they both stumble and fall down. Kang Hyo then realizes that the person he ran into was none other than Young Suri. Kang Hyo sees a lot of weapons in his hands and asks him if he was going to see the fight on the rooftop, because with all these weapons on him, it sure is looking like that, and if that is the case, then whose side is he even on? Young Suri scoffs at Kang Hyo and says that not everything is a weapon, and says that those are tools for the agricultural section, and that he needs to get them to the class before it starts. Kang Hyo then asks Young Suri another question. He asks him if he really was the contract fighter, and if so, if he is still doing that sort of work now. Young Suri says that he isn't doing that kind of work anymore, and that he doesn't resonate with that kind of work, now that he has other things to think about. Kang Hyo says that the other thing Young Suri is mentioning must be him buying pizza for his little sister, to which Young Suri says that it is indeed the case. Kang Hyo doesn't understand what Young Suri means by this, so Young Suri says that he will explain it in easy terms, so that even a dumb guy like Kang Hyo can understand it. He says that he basically means that he wants to protect his sister at all costs and that it is his main priority. Kang Hyo now understands what he means. However, he has another question to ask to Young Suri, which is annoying the man, as he is being constantly stopped. Kang Hyo asks Young Suri, if it were for his sister, would he fight right now? And says that Young Suri's answer will determine everything. To which Young Suri says that it's a dumb question that he asked. Young Suri says that there is a reason why he is being a good guy, an ideal class representative for now, and that is because he wants to get out of this suffocating school. He says that it would have been a whole lot easier if just fighting was enough as a means to protect his sister. However, it doesn't work that way in the world. Young Suri further adds that fighting wouldn't even help him get out of this place, so it's not really something that's useful here, and he says that this is the reason why he has decided what the adults tell him to do, even if it's for just now. Young Suri then looks around to see that Kang Hyo had already left and he was talking alone, so he turns back around and goes to work while wondering how dare he had left him alone. After all, he was the one who asked questions to him. We then see that a huge crowd has gathered around the rooftop to see the fight between Kang Hae-ri and Seo-jun. We see that everyone is thinking about how this fight is happening sooner than what most had expected, and they also talk among themselves about who is the likely winner, and most people went with Seo-jun for his skills. One of the guys says that Kang Ri is just another girl, whereas Seo-jun took down his entire region on his own, so this should be easy pickings for him. And besides that, Seo-jun had come with an entire entourage of people, so it's not like they can get away with any sort of cheating. The people also wonder what a girl has to do with the Three Stars faction. Meanwhile, Kang Ri asks Seo-jun just what will be the reaction when a girl like her eventually defeats Seo-jun, to which Seo-jun says that it's impossible for someone like her to beat him. However, he is surprised to see how open Kang Ri is being about her identity. Kang Ri then decides to speak up and tell everyone about her identity. She tells everyone that what she's going to say is going to hurt the ego of a lot of people. However, she isn't going to hide it anymore. Choi Woo and Gyu Sang try to tell her not to reveal herself to everyone. However, Kong Ri tells them that they're already aware of her stubborn nature, and that if she wants to do something, she will do it. At the principal's office, we see that Pai Han has snuck inside and managed to make a call to Choi Suk-hwan, who was beating up someone. Pai Han tells Choi Suk-hwan that he snuck into the principal's office to call him, and that phones aren't available at Ultimate High. Suk-hwan tauntingly asks if that was the reason why Pai Han has ghosted him for a year now, to which Pai Han says that it's not the case. Suk-hwan says that he is not interested in his yapping, but Pai Han tells him that Kong Hae-hyo is also at the same school, which shocks Suk-hwan. Back to the rooftop, Kong Ri then continues, telling everyone who gets offended by this to come at her at once, because she doesn't care. The people get restless and tell Kong Ri to speed up the introduction, and then as Kong Ri is about to out herself as the leader of the 3-star faction, we see the sudden entrance of Kong Hyo, who proclaims himself to be the legendary leader of the 3 Stars faction. This shocks Choi Woo, Gyu Sang, and Kong Ri, as they didn't think that Kong Hyo would show up. Kong Hyo then also challenges Seo Jun to a fight, saying that this time, they will have a proper and real fight to determine who the strongest is. We then see that everyone in the crowd are saying that they already know who Kong Hyo is. What they want to know is about the identity of the first-class representative. Kong Hyo walks up to Kong Ri and blushes before telling her that everyone really wants to know more about her. Kong Ri is weirded out by this, but she tries again to tell everyone that she is Kong Hyo Hae, but Kong Hyo pulls her towards him and interrupts her to tell everyone that she is Kong Hae-hyo's girlfriend. Everyone understands this, but they don't understand what this has to do with Seo Jun. Kong Ri asks Kong Hyo what this is all about, but Kong Hyo ignores this and tells her that he will be fighting for her. Kong Ri tries to clear up what she said yesterday at night was just a misunderstanding, but Kong Hyo interrupts her again to tell her that he has the same feelings as hers and apologizes for not accepting her feelings yesterday, and says that it must have been hard for a girl like her to confess. Kong Hyo then says that he will be protecting his woman from now on, and steps forward to fight Seo Jun. Kong Hyo thinks that what he is doing is very cool, and that Kong Ri will definitely fall from him. However, in actuality, Kong Ri is cringed out by this, and wonders if Kong Hyo has gone mad. Gyu Sang and Choi Woo tell Kong Ri that it's best that she doesn't fight Seo Jun because if she wins, then it'll be good. However, if she loses, she will have extra targets on her back. Kong Ri says that she understands that very well. However, Kong Hyo was already dropped by Seo Jun once last night, so there's no one but her who could take him on. Gyu Sang replies to this by saying that maybe Kong Hae-hyo can pull off something with the power of love. We then see Kong Hyo making eye contact with the much taller Seo Jun, as they get inside each other's hitting zones. Seo Jun scoffs at Kong Hyo and asks him if he really means all this, and asks if he really is going to claim to be Kong Hae-hyo now, because it is getting comedic with how they're treating this. Kong Hyo says that Seo Jun might as well fight him, because Kong Ri is a girl, and Seo Jun doesn't feel good fighting with girls, so it's a lose-lose situation for him anyway, because he doesn't want to beat up a girl. However, he can't even afford to lose to one. This angers Seo Jun, who says that Kong Hyo sure does talk a lot for someone who got himself knocked out by a single hit from him. Saying this, Seo Jun lunges forward with his hook-adjacent punches, which Kong Hae-hyo ducks down with rather ease. Seo Jun throws another hand at Kong Hyo, which he once again dodges. As more and more blows are being thrown at Kong Hae-hyo, he manages to dodge them all and create momentum for himself. Kong Ri sees this and gets hope because Kong Hyo is fighting exactly how she planned on fighting. Kong Hyo then uses the momentum he gained to hit a spinning leg sweep. However, to his surprise, Seo Jun manages to dodge it easily. Kong Hyo is a bit shocked seeing Seo Jun dodge the kick, and Seo Jun wastes no time by going for a kick, which Kong Hyo is ready to parry away. But this kick was different from other roundhouse kicks, and it knocks Kong Hyo down. Turns out, this kick was a Brazilian kick, a kick popularized by Glob Feitosa. This kick functions as a normal roundhouse kick. However, instead of the upward motion, the one executing needs to twist their hips at the final moment to create a downward slashing method. Seeing Seo Jun pull this off also shocks Kong Ri, who can't believe that Seo Jun had such a tough move at his disposal. Meanwhile, at the principal's office, we see that Pai Han is still talking to Suk-hwan, saying that he had already been beaten up by Kong Hyo, and that nothing has changed about him. Suk-hwan is annoyed by this, and tells Pai Han that he doesn't want to hear his whining. Pai Han thinks to himself that Suk-hwan has changed a lot, before he notices the documents on the principal's desk. The documents are about Seokwon, and Pai-han tells him on the phone that there are documents about him at the ultimate high. Pai-han then says that they seem to have the documents for all the tough and gritty delinquents in the country, and Choi Seokwon wonders if that is because they plan to gather all the tough ones to the same place. Just then, Pai-han hangs up on him, and this annoys Seokwon. However, Seokwon says that he doesn't really care about any of that. Even if he is drafted to the ultimate high, it will just make his job to find the wannabe tough guys and beat them up much easier. Seokwon's friends also seem excited knowing that this school will fit them like a glove, whereas Seokwon is excited because he will finally get to have his hands on Kang Hae-hyo. Meanwhile, back at the fight, it seems like Kang Hyo is tumbling down from the Brazilian kick, and the crowd are all riled up by Seojun's prowess. Seojun wastes no time and tries to double down on the kick with a finishing blow. However, Kang Hyo uses the motion of falling down to suddenly spin around and land a combo kick. He lands a spinning hook kick and immediately follows it up with a roundhouse kick on the follow-through, and this draws blood from Seojun. Kang Hyo's kick takes down Seojun and his head bounces off the floor thanks to it, and this sends the crowd into full frenzy, as they can't believe that Kang Hyo actually pulled it off, that he actually landed such a complex and powerful kick, while being groggy from getting his head shifted in by a Brazilian kick by Seojun, and they say that that is exactly why the people call him the best to come out of Gangbuk and that he is a beast. Kang Hae-ri is shocked too. She couldn't believe what Kang Hyo pulled off. Kang Ri already knew that Kang Hyo is a strong guy, but she would have never expected him to be this strong and skilled. We then see that both Seojun and Kang Hyo are making it back on their feet after that explosive round of fighting, and Kang Hyo taunts Seojun by telling him that he had already said to him that he isn't the same guy who Seojun knocked out the night before. He is a changed guy. Seojun, still groggy, replies by saying that maybe he wasn't lying when he said that he was a different dude. The first one to make it back on their feet is Kang Hyo, and he uses that as an advantage to hit a capoeira-esque kick to Seojun who wasn't fully back up. However, Seojun is a very skilled fighter himself, so he quickly manages to get out of the way from the oncoming kick. Kang Hyo is disappointed because he knew that if he was a bit faster and managed to land that kick, it was lights out for Seojun, but he also praises Seojun for his skills, saying that he isn't half bad either. Kang Hyo then moves forward and starts throwing rapid fast combo punches which keep pushing Seojun back. Seojun tries his best to defend himself, however the punches are too fast and too strong, and even his block isn't working against Kang Hyo. The crowd goes bananas seeing this. They're talking about how this is not a fight, but a one-sided beatdown from Kang Hyo, and they say that if and when Kang Hyo wins this fight, he will not only be the best of Gangbuk, but also the best of Gangnam, such as his skills. Kang Hae-ri is also seeing this, and Gyu-sang, who is all excited from seeing this, tells Kang Hae-ri that he already told her that Kang Hyo might just beat Seojun because of the power of love. Kang Hae-ri is calm in her assessment as she tells Gyu-sang that it is not the power of love that has suddenly made Kang Hyo strong. Instead, it is just the fact that Kang Hyo was always better than Seojun. Kang Ri continues by saying that Seojun has finally met his match today, and that he, himself, is probably having a tough time believing what is happening with him, as no one, in their right mind, would have expected the mighty Seojun to fall prey to a third-rate loser like Kang Hae-hyo. However, from what it seems like, that is what's happening.